It's worse than we have imagined. They're shutting down the 360 Marketplace on July 29th of 2024. We have 10 days from this recording to buy before it's all gone. And this is where we finish the fight.
All ships fire at will.
This is the way the world ends.
What did Truth just do? Did he activate the rings?
No, sir. But he certainly did something.
Evac wounded and regroup. Wherever Truth went. Sir, new contact slipping in.
What is it? More brutes?
Worse.
You heard the chief right, folks. On July 29th of this year, 2024, we will no longer have the 360 Marketplace. It is sad. It was a very sad time. Very sad. There has been a lot of sad things in the gaming industry this year. We had, first of all, the closure of the Crew servers. You can no longer play the Crew. We've had the shutdown of the 3DS and Wii U online servers. You can no longer play those. Obviously, right now, we have the 360 Marketplace about to shut down. Just got announced the servers for a lot of the Battlefield games are also going to be shut down later this year, and I believe on July 31st, they're going to stop selling the games on marketplace platforms, which obviously the 360 Marketplace is going to be shutting down before then, so it's not like you'd be able to on there anyway. And not only that, Forza Horizon 4 is going to be delisted in, I believe, December of this year. So with all that gaming news, I hope you guys need to check out any of those games. So with that, hopefully some of you guys can decide to get some of these games. Maybe some of the games that we're going to be looking at today here on the 360 Marketplace before it shuts down. Some of the stuff I am trying to buy. I'm not exactly the most richest person in the world. Probably one of the poorest, but anyway, let's continue on today's video. A lot of the games I will be looking at here today, some of them I do own. DLCs you will not be able to buy either. And for what I know, I'm not 100% sure. Some places are saying that you should be able to buy stuff after it if it's like backwards compatible on like the Xbox One or Series X, something like that. I'm not 100% sure about that, so don't take that on me. We'll see when the time comes, but from what I'm thinking, I think everything's just going to pretty much be delisted. You won't be able to purchase it anymore. If you do already own these games, if you already bought them at some point, you don't have to have them installed to keep them. I believe what it's going to be like is it's going to be like the Wii's Marketplace, where if you had something installed beforehand, the Wii's memory will just remember, hey, you bought this game or you own this product, you'll be able to re-download it again even though you don't have the storage or something along those lines, which is nice. Hopefully they do that with the 360. I bet they would. It'd be kind of stupid if they didn't, but like I said, we'll see in the end of this month if that's going to be the case. One thing I wanted to look at is some of the games, talk about some of the games and see just what there is. What exactly is there in the year of our Lord and Savior 2024? Let's go through most popular on the arcades. First, just look through some of these games. First of all, we got Minecraft. Do y'all know what Minecraft is? I don't think y'all do. I'm kidding. This is the original console release of Minecraft, I believe, that everyone remembers. Obviously, that was a big thing for the longest time. People wanting Minecraft for consoles. They eventually got that with the 360 version, and then later on with the PS3, I believe was the second console release of Minecraft. I believe. But this was the original, well-known. I remember playing this back in the day with some people at their friend's house in their basement. We were playing co-op with 4 people, and I had no idea what the hell I was doing because I hadn't played Minecraft up until that point. But I was like, alright, I guess I'll play this. Pinball FX2. Some of these games are free. I believe this game is free. I do already have it installed. This is one of the free games. Definitely get some of the free games and any of the free trials if you guys want to try some of these out, especially before you can buy. You can't see because of my camera right now, but it does say play now. I believe this game is free. It has a lot of paid DLC though, like $10 for Aliens vs. Pinball for a skin for the game. It's pinball. It's pinball. It's free. Just get it, enjoy. Resident Evil Revelations 2. I believe this is a similar thing. It is free. Yeah, it says download free. The whole game, like, it comes in episodes, kind of like Telltale games. If any of y'all played any of those, like the Walking Dead Telltale games, which are also the same case here. The first episode is technically free, but you have to pay for the rest of them, which is kind of sad, but hey, you get one free story if you're downloading it. Goat Simulator. I'm not going to go through all these games, I'm just going through these few because these are pretty much, well-known games. $10. Goat Simulator, I don't know if anyone's really going to be rushing to get the 360 version of it. I mean, this game's been released on basically everything. I'm pretty sure it's been released on phone, if I'm correct. But it's on the Switch, PS3, the Xbox One, PS4, everything, PC. Pretty much whatever it's been released on, you can play it. So it's not like one of these. This was the original version I have played before. I remember Gaming 12. Any of y'all remember him? Our friend Gabe. He loaned me his 360 for a while, and he had this installed, and I was going to give it a play a lot. Very fun. Doritos Crash Course. This is also a free game. Very well-known free game. Definitely get it. Very fun. Very nice. Same thing with the Walking Dead games, the games I was talking about. These are also free, but that's just for the episode 1. I do have these installed, I believe, or at least owned. You do have to pay for the other episodes, but at least not as bad as like Resident Evil Revelations 2, where that was like $10. This was $5 an episode. That, and a lot of these games you can buy like physical like copies that come with like the whole thing. Same thing with the Walking Dead games, Minecraft, of course. Some of these obviously are only stuck in digital cases like the Goat Simulator, but once again, like I said, that's a game that you can pretty much get on every freaking console known to man, almost. Gotham City Imposters. This is one game I've heard about. I have not tried it or played it. I don't know if the servers are still up for this. This is a weird game. It's like a kind of like a hero type shooter thing, kind of like Overwatch or Team Fortress 2. Except probably not to that much of an extent. Something along those lines. Terraria. Everyone knows Terraria. Same deal with like Minecraft or Goat Simulator. It's been released on every other console. If you're really wanting to get the 360 version before it shuts down, it's, what is it? I believe $10. Oh, $14.99 actually. That's more than $9. And then State of Decay. State of Decay is one of those well-known like 360 arcade type games. $20. Right now, if you want to spend $20 for this, they did release like a remaster, like the Xbox One, that you can still play, which I'd probably recommend playing that version. Maybe I have not played State of Decay. I've heard it's good. Yeah, Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection. This is a game I did buy. This is something I kind of thought about for like the longest time. Is, you know what would be a really easy way for like the guys that make the newer Mortal Kombat games? You know what's one more easy way they're probably gonna make money? Re-release the old games. And I didn't realize they actually did this quite a few years ago. They re-released 1, 2, and 3 Ultimate in this collection here. They're actually pretty faithful recreations. Not perfect, not the greatest. But overall, I believe I paid $5 for it. It was $5 for this. You get Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, and it's like the arcade forms. Very nice. So for $5, not a bad deal in my opinion. Not a bad deal. Trials Fusion. Everyone. I think everyone knows Trials is. There is Trials, the regular Trials, but Trials Fusion is also there too. Some of these other games, Harm's Way is one game I've heard is good, and I have not tried it yet, but it is free for anyone who wants to try that. There's one. I'm just kind of going through some of these games. Hydro Thunder. This is one game I want to try. I have played this a lot back in the day, mainly because the church I used to go to, they used to have a few game systems to play. They had a PS2. Well, I think they had a few PS2s. They had a few PS2s, a Wii, and a 360 that they got later on. This game was one of the ones on the 360 that I did play, and I think they also had like NBA, like 2K something, which I didn't really play that much. But this was one game I played on it. Very fun. I do want to try to get it. It is $15. Portal's still alive. I'm not 100% sure about this port of Portal, I guess you could argue. What I think it is, I think it's the original Portal, but with like extra like missions. I think that's what it is. Like with extra levels. I think that's basically all it is, I believe. So it's like you're not technically missing out on much, but this is like... And I believe this was also released on the PS3 as well, which I believe you can still go and download and all that, so it's not like you're gonna lose all of it. Slender the Arrival, one other game that was also released on PS3 and Xbox One and PS4, I believe. Trials HD, definitely a good one to get. I believe this was also $5. Very, very fun game. Very, very, very fun. Very memorable. This is definitely like one game, if you think of like Xbox arcade games, this is like one of the ones that you definitely think of, at least in my opinion. Plants vs. Zombies, the regular Plants vs. Zombies, is $5. Not too bad, especially if you're a fan of Plants vs. Zombies and for some reason don't have the 360 version. Yes. One of the greatest games of all time, in my opinion, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Technically the Battle DLC is separate, but Sonic Adventure 2. If anyone were to ask me what my favorite game of all time is, I have a problem with that because I have 3 games that I'd all consider my number 1. And that would be Mario Kart Wii, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and Sonic Adventure 2. Which version I would say? Probably the GameCube version, in my opinion. That's the one that probably has the most content. If you want to play it with a pretty good damn controller and, you know, HD, then Xbox, you can get it on here, obviously. I believe it's $10. And the DLC, which adds like a few little things for the Chow mode and 2-player, I believe that was like $3. So $13 for, and they've marked up the price for the GameCube version. If you try to find the GameCube version, it's like $50 now. I got that back in the day for $15. So for $13 for the entire thing, and you get it in HD and it's backwards compatible, so you can play it on the Xbox One, Series X, all that. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal for, in my opinion, one of the greatest games of all time. Far Cry Classic, a re-release of the original Far Cry. I've never played the original Far Cry. I was kind of considering this because it's like technical re-release of the original Far Cry. They did a similar thing with Call of Duty. There is a game called Call of Duty Classic that you can get on the 360 Marketplace we might look at later. That game is pretty much the same thing. It's the original game re-release. It's just called Call of Duty Classic. So if you played that, you played the original Call of Duty. Which that I did buy because I'm trying to get like all the Call of Duties. And that's funny, they didn't re-release, or not re-release, but like make that game backwards compatible for like Xbox One or Series X. But here's the thing, if they did, you technically could have had every single mainline Call of Duty playable on the Xbox Series X. That would have been one good thing to brag about. Only because they didn't re-release, or not re-release, but make that game backwards compatible. You can't say that. You have every other game except the original Call of Duty. Get on your thing, Microsoft. It'd be kind of late to do that now, considering they're about to shut down the marketplace. But here's Call of Duty Classic, the game I was just talking about. Yeah, I do have this game. I believe it is... How much was it? I think it was either 10 or $20. I think it may have been 20. Which I will agree is kind of a bit overpriced for... I mean, not when it came out, like, release-wise, but like nowadays, kind of like paying $20 for the original Call of Duty. Like, I paid $6 for the PC version physically. But like, other than that, I mean, it's the original Call of Duty. If you want to play the original Call of Duty in widescreen HD with a controller. There you go. I believe it's also on PS3 too, so it's not like you're gonna lose it technically forever, but you're gonna lose the ability to play on Xbox. That no one really plays the servers on it for anymore. I swear to God, you cannot find games. This is one game I was kind of considering. Batman Arkham Knight, the Blackgate. This game, I believe, is only digital on all platforms except for the 3DS. Funny enough, the 3DS was the only version to get a physical release, and it's only $5 actually. It is one Arkham game that will be hard to find. It is more of kind of like a 2D, 3D type game. Like, it makes more sense if you see gameplay of it. Banjo-Kazooie. Everyone knows Banjo-Kazooie. This is another one that's kind of like, well, if you want to play on 360, yeah, but they also released it on like the Rareware like collection on like the Xbox One, so you could play it there too. So it's not like you necessarily have to get it here, especially since it's also on the N64. Granted, you know, trying to find this game for the N64, you're gonna have to pay up a little cheddar. Fruit Ninja Connect. You ever want to play Fruit Ninja, but just with your hands, no controller? Here you go, $10. I did download the trial for this. It's pretty much use your Connect, and it detects where your hands are, and to cut the fruit. Can't get any more simple than that. Once again, more Sonic games, Sonic Adventure. This game, I believe, was also $10. Is it either 10 or 5? Actually, I think it may have been on sale for 5. It's usually $10. Same thing as a little DX DLC. Actually, if I'm being honest, I don't know what the DX upgrade does. If I'm being completely honest, I just get it just to get it. But other than that, HD version of the original Sonic Adventure. It is not in widescreen though, as you can see. It is in 4:3 ratio. I would say not bad. Not bad. I did get both Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 on the PS3. Played most of Sonic Adventure on there. Tried beating it, and then kind of just forgot about it. Sonic the Fighters. This was originally an arcade game back in the 90s. If anyone didn't know about that. And it was re-released on a Sonic, I think it was Sonic Gems collection or something like that on the GameCube. So that was, in reality, at that point, the only way to play it until they re-released it on PS3 and 360. I don't think they released it on PC though. So this will definitely be one that'll be lost to time or hard to find. Especially since this will be probably like the only HD version of it, technically. And the PS3, obviously. You should still be able to get the PS3 version. Not a bad game. Not a bad game at all. Actually pretty fun. Alan Wake's American Nightmare. I've never played Alan Wake. In fact, I didn't even hear of the Alan Wake series until they just like recently released Alan Wake 2. Like, I think it was just last year. Didn't know about the game. They have like one little arcade Alan Wake game here. Street Fighter 2. Who doesn't know about Street Fighter 2? It's Street Fighter 2. I don't really know what to say about some of these games, because some of these games, like, I haven't played, like, this version, so I'm just like, wow, it's Street Fighter 2. If you don't know what Street Fighter 2 is. There's Street Fighter 2 on the Xbox. I'm pretty sure they re-released freaking Street Fighter 2 how many goddamn times are you gonna play freaking Street Fighter 2? I wonder if there's someone out there trying to collect every single version of Street Fighter 2. That would be hell. That would be utter hell. 99 cents, though. 99 cents for Street Fighter 2? 99 cents, that is pocket change. That is cheaper than a McChicken. You can get Street Fighter 2 for the freaking 360 marketplace cheaper than a McChicken. Let that sink in. Pac-Man Championship Edition. Very cool game, very cool game. Don't really know what much to say about it. It's $10. I have played this. I think I have played it physically for like the Pac-Man, or not Pac-Man, like Xbox arcade disc that came with like Sonic Tennis. I think it came a part of that. Not bad game. DuckTales Remastered. I believe this is physical. You can get this physical. I don't know if you can get it physically on the 360, but I know it's physical on the PS3 and the Wii U, if you guys want to just get on there. But $14. I've heard it's actually a pretty good game. It is a remake of the original DuckTales game that I believe was on NES. I believe, yeah, it was NES. I'm pretty sure. It's pretty much a full HD remake of that with like, you know, fully drawn characters, which is pretty nice. Naughty Bear Panic in Paradise. I've heard some things about this game. Not much. I don't really know exactly what it's about, but it seems interesting. I feel like if Ted had a video game, this is probably what the video game would be. So There you go. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I think I just pronounced that wrong. $10. Trying to find, I know, like, actual, like, full-blown copies of Symphony of the Night for, like, I believe this came out on SNES, right? Was it SNES or PlayStation that this came out on? I don't remember, but I know it's definitely, old Castlevania games aren't exactly cheap to say, unless it's probably like Simon's Quest, and then that's probably good, like, $10-20. So, $10 for Symphony of the Night, playing on 360, not too bad. Rayman 3 HD. It's Rayman 3 in high definition. Now that's kind of all I have to say about it. Banjo-Tooie. Same thing I have to say about Banjo-Kazooie. I mean, pretty much exactly what I said about Banjo-Kazooie, I can say about Banjo-Tooie, except it's Banjo-Tooie, so there you go. Yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog 4. What the f***? Episode 2 wasn't that bad, but I think everyone can agree Episode 1 was just horrendous. Absolute horrendous. Pretty much take everything good about Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, throw that out the window, make it HD sprites, and just absolutely mess the hell out of it. I think they planned on doing an Episode 3, and that got canceled because Episode 1 and 2 did not do good at all. Contra, one of the digital releases of Contra, later, you know, a game that was most famous on the Nintendo Entertainment System. I mean, it's Contra, that's basically what I have to say about it. Full House Poker. This is one game I was kind of considering because I've seen a lot of, like, funny clips of this game. But I think the problem is, like, a lot of those clips were, like, when this game was a hell of a lot more popular, so to probably play it now, you're probably not gonna find anyone. I'm saying that from, like, what I think. I could probably be completely wrong. I bet you there's probably, like, a ton of people maybe playing this, probably. I mean, it is a good version of poker. I've heard, granted, I'm not the greatest at poker in the first place, so there's that. Street Fighter 3 Online Edition. It's Street Fighter 3 for $1.49. $1.49. We have an actual trailer here. It's Street Fighter. It's Street Fighter. That's all I gotta say about it. Now, this is one game I don't think you'll be able to purchase. And I think after this, I think that this is only a 360 game on the arcade. It is... I did not look at the title. South Park Let's Go Tower Defense. Yeah. I have never tried this game. I probably should. I mean, I think there's a free trial. Yeah, there is a free trial. I have not tried this game. I've heard it's good. I think it's similar to... What's that monkey game? Where you, like, play some and there's, like, balloons going through, like, monkey balloon fight. I think that's the name of it. I think it's kind of like that, but with, like, South Park characters. So, pretty neat. Frogger. It's Frogger. Just on your Xbox. That's all I kind of have to say about that. It's Frogger. Burnout Crash. I have not got a chance to play this yet. I did buy it. It was like 49 cents. So, you know, for 49 cents. That's not a bad deal. And I believe this game is I think it is only on 360 arcade. I think you can get it on the PS3 marketplace. I think. But other than that, it's obviously a game based off the Burnout series. It's kind of like a top-up view that's pretty much just like the Crash mode. Thus the name Burnout Crash. Virtual Fighter 2. I played this originally on the Sega Genesis back in the day. The Sega Genesis version is so bad. I wouldn't say so bad, but compared to like the rest of them, it's bad. I bet you this is probably more based off the actual arcade release. Or the Sega Saturn version, I believe, because that was like the home port of it. It's a pretty basic fighting game. I think a lot of people know what Virtual Fighter is. I would say it's the closest thing to it is probably like Tekken. If any of y'all played Tekken, you basically played Perfect Dark. I believe this is the original Perfect Dark re-released. Once again, I can kind of say the same thing about this as about Banjo-Kazooie. probably the same exact thing I can say. You can get it on the Rare Replay collection on Xbox One. I believe it's a bit better than the, at least visually, from the N64 version that was originally released. I think it's just a bit different player models probably. Other than that, it's pretty much the exact same game. $10, $10 for that, not bad. South Park, Tenorman's Revenge. I cannot pronounce his name. I probably pronounced that so bad. Tenorman's, is that how you say his name? This is same thing as the other South Park game. I believe this was only released on here. And this is more like an actual, like, side-scroller type game, as I can see. I've also heard this is good. I've not played it, though. There's also a free trial if you guys want to try it out. Here you go. The Way of the Dog. A Snoop Dogg video game. If it wasn't enough that we had Snoop Dogg as a voiceable player pack in Call of Duty Ghosts, here you can have his own game. Snoop Dogg. And from what I can see, it's like a fighting rhythm game where you just mash buttons with the beat. I'm guessing. How much is this game? $9.99? I mean, for a game that you probably can't get anymore after this. Here we go. The original Sonic 4 Episode 1. I think a lot of people forget this was released on the Wii, funny enough. On the Wii's marketplace. And that version, like, barely fit on there. Because if anyone remembers, that was like a lot more of just like shuffleware type games or smaller games on there. Or like virtual console games. Not usually actual like fully released games. So the fact that something like this could fit on there, kind of surprising. I mean, it's Sonic 4. It's $10. I got the trial for it. Sonic 4 Episode 2 is actually $15. Funny enough. Why? I have no idea. I mean, it is better than 1. I'll agree it's a hell of a lot better than 1, but being better doesn't make it a whole lot better. That's all I gotta say. Rock of Ages. This is one game I remember seeing gameplay of back in the day, and it looked pretty fun. Also $10. Pretty much you play as a boulder, going through the ages of time, destroying stuff. It's pretty neat. It is a pretty neat game. I have not got a chance to actually get the full game. I have played the trial. Looks pretty fun though. Looks pretty fun. Super C, otherwise known as Super Contra. I mean it's Super Contra. That's all I kind of have to say about that. It's the NES game on your 360. That's kind of how to say about it. Happy Tree Fence False Alarm. I did install the trial for this. $5, by the way. I think everyone remembers Happy Tree Friends back in the day, especially watching people like Blasphemous HD play them. Very gory. Very gory. At first, it makes you think, oh, look at the little creatures, and then they die. So yeah, they actually had a video game on the 360, and I think it's on PS3. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't been on the PS3's marketplace in forever. But 360, you have Happy Tree Friends, the video game. That's kind of not to say about. That's kind of all I have to say. Battlezone was originally an Atari game that was actually used for training purposes. I actually got to play an original arcade cabinet of Battlezone 2 recently. This is kind of like a remake of it, but you can still play the original, I believe. From what I can see from screenshots, that's what the original game would have looked like. For it, pretty neat. $4. $4 for Battlezone, not too bad. There's also a free trial you can do. I know there might be some people that are like always skipping some of the games. Well, some of the games, it's like I kind of have to, like, all I can really say is like kind of what I said about some games, like Sam & Max. I mean, it's another Telltale game. Kind of the same thing I'm gonna say about that. You can pay for. Well, this one I think is just the full game. It's not free though. You can pay it, get all the whole game. So I think that's like one difference I can say about it. Still a pretty good game though, I would say. That and some of the games are kind of just like, do I really need to talk about it? Like, do I need to talk about Heavy Weapon? Does anyone know what Heavy Weapon is? Anyone? Anybody? Anyone here? No? And the screenshots don't even want to load. See, now I'm talking about it just because I just want to talk about talking about it. That was English. I passed English. barely. Mega Man 10 and Mega Man 9. I don't know if these were ever re-released on anything else. I think they were also on PS3. I don't know. I don't know if they were released. I think they have to be in one of the Mega Man collections. They've got to be. There is no way these are just going to be stuck. I know they were released on the Wii, I believe. I think they were released on Wii software. But, I mean, $10 for Mega Man 10, Mega Man 9 probably also $10. I would like to guess. Yep, also $10. You both get a free trial. Try them out. Especially if you're a fan of the Mega Man series, definitely a nice grab, I would say. Pac-Man. Everyone knows who Pac-Man is. I think everyone knows who Pac-Man is. That's kind of all I have to say about it. Okay, just to talk about Haunted House for a second. The cover art for this game is just so funny to me. I don't know why I always find the cover art for this game funny. I think there was a physical release of that. So that's one you can still get after the fact. Pac-Man Championship DX Plus. Pretty much Pac-Man Championship Edition, but better. I would arguably say. Dragon's Lair Arcade Connect. For anyone who doesn't know what Dragon's Lair is, it was pretty much one of those type of games where the whole game was basically like a quick time event. Like it would show gameplay, and then the cutscene would like show up with like a prompt to press a certain button. And this version, you can play with the Kinect. It is a very hard game, from what I've heard, to get to the end. It's actually a pretty quick game if you do everything like correct, specific. And I don't know if that would make it any better with the Kinect using it. Which I don't know if you have to forcibly use the Kinect. I sure should hope you can use an actual like controller. I'm not 100% sure, but you can only find that on here. So give it a try. How much was it? Nothing about it. I should probably look at that. $10. $10. Not too bad. Marathon. Does anyone know about Marathon? If you guys know about Halo, then you should know about Marathon. Bungie, the original creators of Halo, this was probably one of their original best-known games, which was also, funny enough, a first-person shooter in space, Marathon. This is Marathon Durandal? I really suck at pronouncing stuff, but we're gonna go with that anyway. I don't know if this is technically a re-release of the original game, or if it's like a follow-up DLC type thing. I'm not 100% sure on the Marathon games. They just released the Marathon Classic recently on Steam, and I have yet to try that. It is free, though, on there. And for here, Marathon Durandal, I think is how you pronounce it. There is a free trial, and you can get it for $10. Not too bad for a piece of Bungie history. Yar's Revenge. I actually did buy this. The only reason I bought it was for a few reasons. Number one, it was $10, or not $10, $2. And one other thing, if anyone doesn't know what Yar's Revenge is, if anyone's played like the Atari 2600, one of the well-known games on there was Yar's Revenge. This is kind of like a spiritual successor, or like reboot, re-release. I'm not sure. And it's weird because going from how that game looks to this and being like, this is supposed to be the same game. Like it has like a similar vibe of like, you know, shooting aliens and stuff and dodging crap like in the original, but it's just comparing that to that, it's like, it's weird. It's like you can at least look at the original Mario and a new Mario game and go, okay, I can see how that develops, but looking at this to that, it's like, what happened? It's like the only thing you see is shooting at aliens. That's kind of bad. Alright, now that we're out of the arcade games, it's time to go look at the regular games on the marketplace. First of all, before we do look at some of those, real quick, just as a reminder for anyone here, all of the Halo games have been delisted. You cannot purchase the Halo games digitally anymore. You can only get them physically. However, real quick, before you can't anymore, all of the DLC for every single Halo game that's on here, rather if it was Halo 3, 3 ODST, Reach, Halo Wars, Halo 4, all those, the DLCs are free. Get them while you can, especially since it'll be preserving a part of history of gaming history that you won't be able to get anymore. Other than obviously things like the Master Chief Collection, obviously. That's probably the better, more modern way to play those games. Like here, it's the originals. They're free. You might as well get them while you can. And I don't think you have to own the game to like get them. Either you can just straight up download them. So whenever you do want to get the game, you can just pop it in, already have the DLC installed, there you go. And that's for every single Halo game. I'm just using Halo Reach there as an example because it's right on top of the marketplace page, but just so you guys know. Looking at some of the games here, I'm gonna kind of go through some of these games a lot more quickly because I think everyone knows like a lot more of these games. I'm pretty sure every single one of these games on this list here you can find physically. I doubt none of these are digital. Okay, I take that back. I think there are like a few, and I'll get to those when I say them. But it's not really like you can't find them physically. It's more of, I guess, this version on this console. Physically, you can't, and like I said, I'll get to that when I get to that, if we do get to that. But a few of these games, I think every game just showing right here. I think everyone knows what it is. Mirror's Edge, all the Call of Duties, pretty much right here. Grand Theft Auto 5. Do they need explanation? No. I will say though, the DLCs for these games, obviously you won't be able to get them after July 29th. This is definitely the time right now. I'm trying my best to get all the Call of Duty DLCs that are on the 360. I'm not worrying about Ghosts and Advanced Warfare because those are on the Xbox One. Let's be honest, playing those 360 versions aren't I mean, the 360 version of Ghost ain't too bad, but like when you get to Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3 on 360, you're kind of like, do I need that? The only one I'm still missing out on right now is Modern Warfare 3. All Modern Warfare 3's DLC that's all I need to get for the Call of Duty games, and then I should be good. But with GTA 5 on the 360, I mean, that's kind of where it all started. That there is like, I think there is technically DLC. Like, obviously, you had updates and stuff for like the Xbox One, PS4 version, PC, like that. Here, I don't think that was the same case. I believe it came as DLCs, funny enough, technically as updates that were free, which you don't really need those anymore, considering you can't play online on the 360 or PS3 versions anymore. But I mean, unless you're using something maybe like X-Link Kai, which I don't even know if those work for these games. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's not really a purpose, I guess, for some of those, I guess you can argue. Red Dead Redemption. For anyone who owns a 1X or Series X, I definitely recommend playing this on those platforms because you can play it in 4K. It looks beautimous. And not only that, it's pretty cheap, especially compared to the re-releases that they just recently had come out on PS4 and Switch just late last year. Pretty much just play it on 360 in my opinion. I have it on there. You can get the game you can usually find. I mean, it's $30 just for the regular game digitally, but you can find the physical disc for like $10. And even then, the like full collection that comes with like the DLC and stuff that you can buy like brand new on Amazon, I believe is like $30. So that's still $20 cheaper than the version that came out on Switch and PS4, which don't really have the same optimization unless you play like on PS5 to get the 4K optimization. And even then, they don't even have online support for those. It's just those base games with like Undead Nightmare and all that. Well, with this, you can usually find the game regularly for like $10 physically, and Undead Nightmare is $10 alone, so that's just $20 for those. It's not bad. It's not bad. And then you have some of the other DLCs, which is like $1 for like the outfits and like the War Horse, which $3 for all those other things. That's not too bad. And there's a few free ones that you can get in there too. It's pretty nice. Some of the Gears of War games, Borderlands. Everyone knows these. Everyone knows these. Fallout, Saints Row. Obviously, some of these games are probably going to be playable, or a lot better playable on like PC or something, or like next gen versions. Like Borderlands games, obviously, we're releasing like a Borderlands collection on the PS4, Xbox One, stuff like that. Is where you can get them pretty much to play, and they'll be better quality, better controls, in my opinion. Which, if you want to play it originally on how it is, you can just get them physically. Like I said, most of these games, pretty much you're going to find physically. Let's continue through. Call of Duty 3. Okay, this is one thing I do want to kind of like bring up real quick. This is specifically more for Call of Duty 3 and 2, but more specifically for 3. Call of Duty 3, if anyone doesn't know, is the only mainline Call of Duty game to not be released on PC. And part of that being is this DLC for this game is going to be lost to time for this game. And even more specifically, this DLC for this game was only released on the 360 version. This game, funny enough, was released on original Xbox, PS2, the Wii, the PS3. Now, the PS2 Xbox original versions don't really have like ways to really kind of add DLC, I guess, to that. Like, they had multiplayer, but I guess that wasn't really common for those games. And even though Halo 2 had stuff like that, but it wasn't as common for stuff like that. The Wii version didn't even have online, so it wouldn't even make sense for that in the first place. And the PS3 version, I believe when this game originally came out, because it was a launch title for the PS3, the PS3 marketplace was not a thing yet. So when they released the DLC for this game, the only place they could really release it for was the 360. So the DLC for this game is a Xbox 360 exclusive, and it has some exclusive maps that you will not find in any other Call of Duty game. Some of them are a few remasters from like COD 1 and 2, I think, some of them. But there was one specifically I saw, crap, what's his name? I'll throw up a little video here in editing. There's like kind of like this whole conspiracy theory about like some sort of thing that's hidden in one of the maps. It's like a boat-related map that's on one of them, and that's the only place you can play it here. Only place you can play it here, which is pretty interesting. I just kind of wanted to bring that up because it's a pretty interesting thing. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. I don't think a lot of people like this game. And once again, you can get this game physically. It's not really worth getting it. I mean, I think there's a bit of DLC there if you want it, if you're a big Banjo-Kazooie fan and still waiting for a new game to come out or something. That's pretty much it. Alan Wake, already brought that up. A game I haven't tried. I kind of want to try it, and it did have a funny like Energizer like or not DLC, but like ad in it, you know, for Energizer batteries, which was kind of funny. And you can even find like other stuff where it's kind of fun. Yeah, Call of Duty 2. I'm pretty sure DLC. I think Call of Duty DLCs were made free on PC all the way up until Modern Warfare 2 is when they started having you pay on PC for them. The games like World at War, Call of Duty 4, the other ones on PC, DLC was pretty much free if you played on PC. For here, it was kind of, you know, more common at the time to charge people on console. Why? I don't know, but it's kind of made it weird. Duke Nukem Forever. I just want to bring up this game because I bought it recently physically. I found it for like, I think $5. Yeah, it's $5 I found it for. It's $20 on the marketplace. This is not known to be a good game, and after playing it, I can definitely see if you play this and like, if you play the original like Duke Nukem 3D, and then play this, oh my god, it is just a night and day difference. Play the original Duke Nukem 3D, that's all I gotta say. Playing that compared to that is just, yeah. And one thing I will bring up real quick, a lot of these games right now are going to be like a lot cheaper because they know the 360 marketplace is shutting down soon. A lot of these games have been made a lot cheaper than what they used to be. First of all, a lot of the Resident Evil games are, I believe, only $2 a pop right now. Yeah, $1.99 for Resident Evil 5 for the 360. It's the same thing for Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 0, and the original remake of Resident Evil, and some of the other games. Games like Code Veronica, I believe, are still $20, and Revelations 2, we obviously already looked at that. That's free with the DLC stuff being paid for. But yeah, $2 for Resident Evil 5, not bad. I already own Resident Evil 6 on here, like I bought it a while ago. And some other games like here, Need for Speed, The Rivals, also only $2 for the 360 version. So if you're a Need for Speed fan, I'm gonna get it for 360. There you go. And that's one other thing I just wanted to bring up earlier, going back to Resident Evil real quick. Resident Evil 4, I believe, is... I don't think you can get that physically on the 360, weirdly enough. I think that was only digitally released on here, but I think that was like the first like HD re-release of that game. You know, before it became like the most just out of control, like most like resold, just overused game, Resident Evil 4, which is a good game, but that thing's been released on everything. Especially, it's funny how the game was only originally supposed to be a GameCube exclusive, and then, you know, later got released on the PS2, the Wii, the 360, PS3, Xbox One, PS4, freaking your phones. You got released on everything. It's funny. Harry Potter Connect. I don't know if can you get this physically. I don't know. There's a free demo. That's $5. I don't. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you like video games. Like, I guess there you go. $5 for a probably not great Harry Potter game. If you want to get a good Harry Potter, Lego Harry Potter. That's all I got. That's all I got. Certain games, like I said, look at DLC again to make sure if they're free or not. For a lot of games, sometimes they are free. I believe there was like one little DLC here for Sonic Generations that was free. It was the... where is it? The Sonic Generations of Casino Night. Well, I haven't played that DLC yet, but it's free. Might as well get it. Even if you don't own the game and you plan on getting the game later at some point, it's free. Just download it. There you go. Speaking of Harry Potter and the Lego Harry Potter, there you go. How much is that? Much would be like $20 or something. Oh, it's actually $5. $5 for years 1 through 4 Lego Harry Potter. Not too bad. A lot better than some of the other Lego games. I'm pretty sure Lego Batman's still $20. Why? It's Lego Batman. It's a great game, but not $20 great in 2024. That's all I gotta say. Oh yeah, Crackdown 1 and 2 are free. Both free. Get them right now. Very well-known games. Which you can still get them physically, but it's like, they're free digitally. And I'm pretty sure they have, yeah, all the DLC is like free and stuff. Just get it. Just get it. Yeah, certain Resident Evil games, I believe like all backwards compatible ones are still like normal price. Like Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I think this is only an only digital game, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if it got released physically in some way or another. But yeah, still $20 for that. But like games like I said, the ones I already listed, $2 for Resident Evil. Pretty good price. Pretty good price. Here's your original Crackdown. Also free. You can get it. It's free. Very nice. Yeah, here's Resident Evil 4 I was talking about. Real quick. I believe you can only get this digitally for the PS4, but like I said, it's been released on everything under the sun, so it's like, is it that bad of a thing that it's only digitally here? But it's like, $2. Not too bad. Not too bad for Resident Evil 4 for being only $2. Perfect Dark Zero, the sequel to Perfect Dark, obviously. They are supposed to be making a new Perfect Dark game soon that they showed in the Xbox Showcase. Be pretty nice. I have not played Perfect Dark, I believe. I take that back. I did play the original like one or a few times. A few times, probably. From what I can probably remember. Dead Island, 74 cents. Granted, you can find that game physically, like it's a heyday, but 74 cents for Dead Island, for a pretty well-known game. Not too bad, not too bad. 74 cents for Dead Island. Yeah, that's a lot of things with some of these games. Devil May Cry Collection HD, I believe that's those $5. I did buy it. I think one good thing, at least about some of these, is you can some of these games that are kind of like expensive, that are kind of like well-known to be expensive, and I'll get some of that again here later. Is like a lot of these games are like really expensive, like physically for no reason, partially because they are, I guess, rare in some ways. And here you can just get them digitally for like a lot cheaper price. Which it's funny how like a lot of people are talking about how like digital games are usually a hell of a lot more expensive and all that. Which yeah, but when you get to a point for like this where it's like some of these games are being sold for like $100 plus for some reason, just because they're a very known game, and you can get it for $5 on the marketplace. This is one game. Okay, real quick. This is one game I'm pretty sure is probably going to just skyrocket in price. Silent Hill games are expensive. I think everyone can agree that. And it is $30 right now for the Silent Hill HD collection. It's not a very well-known HD collection. Not a whole lot of people are fond of it because like it is not the greatest HD remaster of it, which I can agree. It's kind of buggy and all that. But $30, and you can usually find it for about $30 for the physical version, which isn't too bad. I bet you this game's gonna like skyrocket pricing-wise, because if you just look up any Silent Hill game, they're like $50 plus, except for like this and one other game on the 360. And that's, I think, only mainly because it's still in the marketplace. Once it closes, I'm pretty sure those Silent Hill games are gonna go up. Watch. I'll do like a follow-up video, like later on, and watch. They're gonna go up in price. So yeah, here are some of the games I do own. Like I said, some of these are demos. As you can see, it'll show Counter-Strike Go. I believe this is the only way to technically play Counter-Strike, like the original Counter-Strike Go now, like accurately without like modding and stuff. Is funny enough the console versions, and you sadly cannot purchase it anymore. And I never got to purchase it. I got the trial. I planned on purchasing it when I heard the marketplace was going to shut down soon, only to realize that they delisted it. They delisted it, and you can only get it, sadly. So I think we're stuck with Counter-Strike 2, unless you already own it. Horizon 2. Forza Horizon 2 demo. Playing Horizon 2 on 360 is weird. And when COVID was going on, mainly, and I did get it, and the 2 weeks I was stuck in here, I was so bored out of my mind, I went on the 360 marketplace and decided, hey, I'm just going to play the Horizon 2 demo. And I did. Playing Horizon 2 on the 360 is weird. That's pretty much the best way to explain it, in my opinion. San Andreas. You cannot get San Andreas digitally anymore. You can still get it physically, I believe, for the 360. But I think they got rid of it mainly because of the GTA trilogy collection, whatever the hell it's called. And I'm not a huge fan of it. It's glitchy, which in some ways it looks better, in some ways it looks worse, I guess, at least for the time. Sonic the Hedgehog, otherwise known as Sonic 06. This game, I bought it back in the day for the PS3 for like $7. I was wanting to re-get it for the 360, mainly just to have it. And I know it's a bit better on 360. On PS3, it's actually a lot more glitchier than it already is. And it's still already bad on the 360. I was wanting to get it physically. Every time I found it, it was like $24 or like plus that. And on the marketplace right now, $5. And this game right here, there are a few other games or examples of games like this, but this game in particular is one of those games I was talking about where it's like $100. This is like $100 game physically for trying to find it because it is a rare known game. It was also released on the PS3 and the Wii, but the 360 version for some reason was like the most expensive. It was published by Konami. I did play it pretty good. I will say you can probably find it for like $50 for the 360, but usually most listings will find it as like upwards of $100, I would say though. And digitally, you can get for $5. Got it for $5 in the marketplace. There we go. There we go. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed about me rambling about the games on the Xbox 360 marketplace about being shut down. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully I didn't take too long on this one. I'm guessing it's probably going to be somewhere around 30 minutes. Hopefully less. I'll try to. This recording so far has been an hour total. That's not including editing, so I'll try to cut down half of it. I might do a part 2. If you guys like this video, I might do a part 2 with playing some of these games that you can no longer get after the shutdown. If you guys might want to see that, make sure to comment down below. Put down in the comments, what is some of your guys' favorite games that you won't be able to play anymore, sadly? Or at least won't be able to buy anymore after the July 29th. So make sure to guys like the video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.